It's Monday, March 2nd, 2015. This is PSN News. Tonight on PSN News, we'll have the latest on the new hub opening.
We'll also have an update on Keith Olbermann's apology coming up on PSN News.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Hunter Holbert.
And I'm Shannon Ryan. Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, is kicking off his visit to Washington this week by soothing any fears about U.S.-Israeli relations. The Prime Minister spoke to the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee today, telling the Assembly that any reports of a falling out between the two nations are simply wrong. This is a strong contradiction to the fact that Netanyahu was invited to the U.S. by congressional Republicans and not the White House. Netanyahu will speak to Congress on Tuesday, but he says this is not meant as any disrespect to President Barack Obama. However, the Prime Minister is reportedly suspicious of Obama reaching a nuclear deal with Iran. President Obama will not meet with Netanyahu while he is in town, allegedly so as not to show favoritism for the upcoming Israeli elections.
British intelligence officials are investigating how the terrorist known as Jihadi John slipped under the radar. Jihadi John has appeared in numerous ISIS beheading videos of both American and British journalists. As of last week, the man has now been identified as Mohammed Emwazi, who was raised in Kuwait and educated in Britain. Officials say that Emwazi is responsible for killing American journalist James Foley. Emwazi had been on the British intelligence's list of potential terrorist suspects for years, but spies weren't able to prevent him from leaving the country. Authorities are trying to figure out how he became radicalized in the past 10 years.
The world is still mourning the death of Russian opposition leader Boris Nemtsov. No arrests have been made since Nemtsov was shot dead in Moscow on Friday night, and the Ukrainian woman who he was with said she did not see the killer. According to investigators, the two were walking home on a Moscow bridge near the Kremlin when an unknown assailant shot him 4 times. The killer then escaped in a light-colored car. Nemtsov is known around the world for denouncing President Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, so many of his supporters think the government is responsible. Investigators have offered nearly $50,000 for information on the killing.
CNN reports that a jury found Eddie Ray Ruth guilty of capital murder on Wednesday and the deaths of the American sniper Chris Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield. Ruth's attorneys said Ruth was dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder and a long history of mental illness when he fatally shot Kyle and Littlefield at a firing range in 2013. Kyle recently returned to the media spotlight with the release of the movie American Sniper, which was based on his autobiography and detailed his time as a Navy SEAL serving in Iraq. It took the jury less than 3 hours to find Ruth guilty, and the judge immediately sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
A small southern Missouri town is struggling to find answers after a mass killing left 8 people dead on Thursday. 36-year-old Joseph Jesse Aldridge killed relatives and neighbors in 4 different homes in the town of Tyrone. He later shot himself in a car in a neighboring town about 25 miles away. Aldridge's mother was found dead in the home she shared with him, but an autopsy showed she had died of natural causes and had a history of cancer. Aldridge was known as the town recluse, and it is not known if he was employed. Residents speculated that his mother's death may have set off the rampage.
Congress is reevaluating the Keystone XL pipeline proposal after President Obama vetoed the plan last Tuesday. USA Today reports that the pipeline sponsored by TransCanada would join 2,900 miles of pipes transporting crude oil from Canadian oil sands to refineries on the U.S. Gulf Coast. Republican leaders say the project would create thousands of jobs, but critics argue the economic benefit is not worth the environmental cost. The president said that because of the potential threats to the nation's security, safety, and the environment, he felt compelled to issue the 3rd veto of his presidency. TransCanada and congressional Republicans say that they will continue the fight to approve the project.
The Federal Communications Commission has approved net neutrality, a policy that will ensure equality on the Internet. NPR reports the policy was approved by a 3-2 vote on Thursday. The policy will enact strict regulations on ISPs, the companies that connect users to the Internet. This will ensure cable providers will not give preferential treatment to certain services or allow them faster access speed over other services. These new open Internet rules will go into effect immediately and will apply to mobile devices as well.
State Patty saw a massive brawl that left one student tased. We'll have more coming up.
Baseball trivia.
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Today marks the official opening of the Hub Robeson Center renovation. To celebrate, the Hub held a day-long celebration that included live music, giveaways, tours, cake, and cookies. The Daily Collegian reports the $44.6 million project began in June 2013. It includes new seating and lounge spaces, additional meeting rooms, a flex theater, a Thon merchandise store, and a renovated bookstore and food court. A green room was also placed near the Hub parking deck and will begin use in summer. Students will have to wait until this upcoming fall to use the Hub lawn.
WPSU TV is celebrating its 50th anniversary by rebranding themselves as WPSU Penn State. Penn State News reported the station began using its new name Sunday in honor of its first broadcast airing on March 1st, 1965. Since the station's launch, the organization has dedicated itself to informing and engaging the community by producing local public affairs programs, original series, and documentaries. The station's many award-winning programs are available through 3 digital channels and several on-demand platforms such as YouTube and Vimeo.
The University Park Undergraduate Association is preparing for their annual Sexual Violence Awareness Week. Onward State reports that they confirmed the founder of the nonprofit organization Only with Consent, Jasmine Enriquez, will be the keynote speaker. Enriquez initially started the event to raise awareness about sexual assault, sexual violence after becoming a victim herself. Throughout the week of April 6th, the UPUA will feature various talks and informational tables on campus, as well as the brightly colored Only Do with Consent t-shirts. The popular shirts will be free, but students will need to answer questions about sexual violence before receiving one.
On Saturday morning, a Penn State student allegedly assaulted a police officer outside McDonald's on College Avenue. The Daily Collegian reports that a large fight involving 50 to 75 people broke out at 2:31 a.m. by the Sauer Street entrance. Sierra Bishop, a 23-year-old female from Philadelphia, allegedly instigated the fight. She has a variety of charges against her, including aggravated assault and resisting arrest. The officer who was assaulted suffered no injuries. Police were unable to confirm if Bishop was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Bishop's arraignment was Saturday morning. She was unable to post bail and is now being held at the Center County Jail. The preliminary hearing is set for March 4th.
A Westchester University student who was visiting Penn State over the weekend is facing 6 criminal charges, 2 of which for making terroristic threats. Onward State reports Michael McKee became verbally aggressive with the residence life staff in Porter Hall early Saturday morning. Police were called to the building where they found McKee being belligerent under the influence of alcohol. When they took him back to the station, he threatened to kill the officers. He was held at the Center County Prison on 6 criminal charges until he posted bail earlier this afternoon. His preliminary hearing is set for Wednesday.
On Tuesday, officials from the State College and Penn State Police Departments announced that police from the agencies are now carrying tasers. The Center Daily Times reports that the 2 agencies were the last in the county to start using the electric device. The devices will only be used when a suspect is actively resisting arrest or is threatening themselves or others. Officers from the department have undergone training for the use of tasers and will be required to carry one at all times. Penn State purchased 50 of the devices in addition to holsters and accessories, which added up to $70,000.
Keith Olbermann wants the world to know how much he regrets his tweets about Penn State last week. Earlier today, Olbermann opened his show on ESPN with an apology for the tweets. Last Tuesday, a Penn State alum tweeted, "We are" at Olbermann, along with a link to a news article on Thon. Olbermann responded back, calling the tweet pitiful. As a result, Olbermann was suspended from ESPN for a week. Today, when he returned, Olbermann said he hadn't opened the link, otherwise he would have tweeted congratulations. He urged audiences to donate to St. Jude's and Make-A-Wish, but gave no mention of Thon.
And we'll be right back with this week's forecast. Stay tuned.
Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, Penn State. Student meteorologist Faith Eretz here with your Campus Weather Service forecast for this wintry March 2nd. We will start out here as usual with your weather headlines for the week. Unfortunately, for the beginning of this week here, the precipitation we've been seeing is not going anywhere. We will have a very yucky mix of rain and snow coming to you for the next couple days. But luckily after that, we will have a long-awaited bout of sunshine for the end of your week and into your weekend to look forward to. And that long amount of sun will help us get up into the seasonal temperatures at last. We just closed out on the coldest February in recorded state college history. Since weather records started being kept in the late 1890s, we have never seen a February this cold. So it is definitely one for the history books when it comes to the chilly temperatures. But luckily, March does not seem to be following that same pattern. Unfortunately, we will not see that warm weather tonight. However, getting down to around 11 degrees, along with those cloudy skies and winds up to 10 miles an hour out of the north, it will seem much colder to exposed skin, so definitely make sure you bundle up. Unfortunately, tomorrow we do not have much relief to this wintry weather. Temperatures starting out cold and getting up to around 32 degrees will leave us with a nice mix of snow and rain, especially during the afternoon hours. And with that wind out of the north at up to 10 miles an hour, again, it will be a very yucky day. Definitely make sure you wear your snow boots and bring your umbrella with you outside and to class tomorrow. Luckily, after that, I've got some better news for you. Although Thursday, we'll see that cold air coming in behind the precipitation. After that, we will see temperatures steadily rise and the sun stay out for the rest of your weekend. And for the beginning of your spring break, 45 degrees and sunny here if you plan to stay in central Pennsylvania. That's all I've got for you this week. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Faith Eretz. Definitely make sure you stay tuned for sports next on PSN News.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Hey, guys, wait up! And discover the wonders of nature with your family. These trees are the key to our way of life. Fresh air.
What a glorious morning!
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great!
An endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle! Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake.
There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat.
Now you can get covered and still
buy me treats. You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicole Barros with this week's Sports Wrap-Up. The Penn State women's ice hockey team snapped a 5-game losing streak with a win on Friday against Lindenwood. Reporter Allison Gasparetti has more from Pagula Ice Arena.
I'm at Pagula Ice Arena, where the Penn State women's ice hockey team looks to end a 5-game losing streak in tonight's game against Lindenwood. The Penn State women's hockey team made its debut in the College Hockey America tournament against Lindenwood Friday night at Pagula Ice Arena. Despite a slow start for both teams, the 16-15-4 Nittany Lions dominated Lindenwood in faceoffs 39-22. 8 minutes into the game, Lindenwood forward Sarah Jasper was called on a tripping penalty, leading Amy Peterson and Kelly Seward to assist junior captain Shannon Yoxheimer to the only goal of the game. Lindenwood's goalie Hannah Brom stopped 22 shots from the Nittany Lions. Goalie Celine Whitlinger earned her 3rd shutout of the season after blocking Lindenwood's 23 shots on goal. Whitlinger improved to 11-10-1. The Nittany Lions defeated Lindenwood tonight 1-0 after goalie Celine Whitlinger's shutout. For Penn State Sports Night, I'm Palmira Rios.
With a tight race in Big Ten hockey standings, the Penn State men's hockey team took a step back this past weekend in a double loss to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Despite outshooting Ohio State, Penn State fell 5-3 in both games. The Nittany Lions led 3-2 with 15 minutes left in the second game, but Ohio State scored 3 goals within 4 minutes to take the lead and sweep the series. Defensively, Penn State goalie Matthew Scoff recorded 39 saves, while Casey Bailey, Taylor Holstrom, and Mike Williamson all scored for the Nittany Lions on offense. Penn State returns to Happy Valley for Senior Day this weekend to host Michigan. The Penn State men's basketball team lost its 10th Big Ten game by fewer than 9 points on Saturday night, falling to Iowa 81-77 in overtime. 4 Nittany Lions scored double digits, but their efforts were not enough to secure a win. Aiding in the loss was Penn State's 15 turnovers, an issue they've had all season. DJ Newbill had an impressive game with 19 points, followed by Shep Garner with 17 and Gino Thorpe with 14. The play of the game, however, was White's steal of a Newbill inbounds pass with 30 seconds left in overtime, followed by 6 successful foul shots from White. The Nittany Lions will take on Ohio State on Wednesday night in their last home game of the season. The women's basketball team fell to Ohio State last week. Here's David Bader with the story.
The Penn State Lady Lions stayed with the Ohio State Buckeyes throughout the first half, with hard defense by Kiki Sullivan and great rebounding by the entire team. Their 3-2 defense kept the Ohio State Buckeyes on their toes much of the game. Candace Agee had a great block that motivated the Lady Lions in the first half. Tori Wallner assisted the team with a great low post offense. Great rebounding by Kalia Mitchell gave the Lady Lions a wishful chance. Ohio State's stout defense kept the Lady Lions from passing to the paint most of the game. But in the end, the Lady Lions fell short with Ohio State's fast-paced offense and pressure defense.
The Lady Lions lost to the Ohio State Buckeyes, their bitter rivals, 88-70 tonight. The Lady Lions finish out their season on Sunday against Wisconsin Badgers at 2 o'clock. This is David Bader for Penn State News.
And that's all for this week's sports. PSN News will be right back after this.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Morganne Mallon with your entertainment news for the week. Last Tuesday, Moving On announced the lineup for its 40th annual music festival. Passion Pit, Big Sean, New Politics, Big Gigantic, and Atmosphere will grace the intramural fields on May 1st for the free concert. This lineup is one of the biggest and most diverse Moving On has had in years, and one lucky local band will get to join. In keeping with tradition, Moving On will allow the winner of its Battle of the Bands to take the stage in May. The competition will be held on March 21st in Alumni Hall in the Hub Rosen Center. Last weekend marked another annual Penn State Festival, the Collegetown Film Festival. From Thursday to Saturday, the festival hosted several movie screenings and panel discussions in the State Theater and the Hub Auditorium. What set the festival apart this year was that it joined forces with Thaw, a festival of music, movies, and comedy hosted by state college organizations. Several bands and members of the Open Mic Club, the Glee Club, and the Songwriters Club played at various locations downtown. Thaw also held a 5K race on Saturday. The Bryce Jordan Center may soon be taking a big change to its alcohol policy. On February 20th, university officials announced via Penn State News that it submitted an application for a public venue license that would allow alcohol to be served for a concert event in April. This will be a pilot project to determine if the BJC will sell alcohol in the future. If the license is approved, only beer and wine would be sold, and only at non-university events such as concerts. University officials stressed that no alcohol would ever be sold at athletic events. This month, two big comedians will be visiting Penn State. First is Steve-O, who will perform a stand-up routine in the Hub's Alumni Hall on March 20th. The Student Programming Association is hosting Steve-O, who is most known for starring on the MTV show Jackass and in its spin-off movie series. Comedian Kevin Hart will also be performing a stand-up act at the Bryce Jordan Center on March 29th. This year has been a big one for Hart, who's releasing 3 movies, including the upcoming comedy Get Hard starring Will Ferrell. Aside from his movies, Hart is also known for hosting gigs, including Saturday Night Live last month and the MTV's VMAs in 2012. And that's all for this week in entertainment. PSN News will be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance. So we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, singing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
On Thursday, authorities finally captured 2 cunning llamas after numerous failed attempts. The New York Post reports the llamas dashed in and out of traffic in a Phoenix area retirement community. Television footage showed a large white llama and a small black llama darting through the streets around the lunch hour. Their breakout caused quite a stir on social media and inspired several hashtags, including hashtag llamas on the loose. The llamas were rounded up by the Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies at about 1:30 p.m., and it was determined that they were in good condition. However, it is still unknown if the llamas belong to anyone. Wow, llamas on the loose, what an alliteration.
I know.
You know, darting in and out of traffic, I had no idea llamas were so agile.
I
Did
never
you,
would have
Hunter?
guessed either, but I guess you learn something new every day.
Yeah, it sounds like they're speed demons. Well, I'm glad to hear they're in good condition.
I know.
Yeah, hopefully they find their rightful owners.
I know.
And that does it for us here at PSN News Tonight for March 2nd, 2015. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out PSN News on Twitter.
And make sure to watch us every Monday on our YouTube channel. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.